This is DDS. From the DDS studios, we are back and we are live. Right now, it's me and Bradley here in studio, and you know him, you love him. It's Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. Parker, what's going on, Doe?
Man, back from a 2-week vacation in South Florida and ready to get going.
I hear you. I hear you got a really good show. Got a real or fake? Man, this is what you guys love. Real or fake here on DDS Sports Talk. Newberry, what do you think, man?
Gosh, my first thought is real or fake. One take, it's real. It's going to happen. Uncut, unedited.
There we go. That's how we roll.
Blake, you have the first topic of
Absolutely.
the night.
We're just gonna come out. We're gonna say it right now.
Okay.
Newberry, real or fake? The city of Nashville is going to make a big announcement about a stadium. So are they gonna announce something big? Or are we getting a stadium?
Look, I think all three of us have already said on this show, led by the man Two-Tone Blue Parker, that this is real, and I'm going to defer to Parker. Give us some more info.
So the Titans and Nashville are going to make an announcement about the stadium tomorrow. It will happen. That is real, 100%. Now, what that news is yet to be seen. Is it, hey, we're working towards this funding? What are we doing? But here's a little tidbit you may not know. They are making this announcement at Nissan Stadium. So this isn't going to be happening in some downtown building. They're doing this at the stadium for a reason. They have an agenda laid out. And, you know, if you go to these meetings, usually it's a bunch of dribble, and you wait till you get to the good thing. This meeting's got 9 different things laid out that they're going to address. And you want to guess which one the Titans stadium's at? Number 9. So
building the suspense.
Absolutely. So look at it for tomorrow. It's probably going to be a lot about soccer to begin with the new stadium over there for Nashville SC. But there's going to be something with the stadium tomorrow. I assume it's going to be something financial related as far as like getting funding together. But it is 100% going to happen tomorrow.
So my first real or fake is real or fake. Nashville will be awarded the FIFA World Cup bid.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. That's real. It's got to be, right? There's too many. Hey, everything is coalescing. Everything of the stars are aligning. Is this going to be part, of a string of amazing announcements in the city of Nashville?
I would have said 100% real a couple of days ago. The only problem with it, and I'd rather have this in a freaking Super Bowl. It is going to be a party downtown, but I know for a fact that FIFA has reached out to the Visitors Bureau who puts this thing together, and they are concerned about the new stadium. Hey, is this going to be a construction zone when it's going on? Because it's supposed to be done in 2026. Are we going to be able to put all our people out there, our tents and stuff? And the Titans apparently have come back and said, look, construction on the new stadium wouldn't be done by January of 2026, but it would be done by the time FIFA rolled around in 2026. And if not, we would wall everything off, put a fence around everything, make it look nice and neat. Here's where everything could still go. So they're still making that pitch. I think it's real. I think they're going to get it. I do think there's a little bit more of a hurdle now than there may have been a few weeks ago.
I mean, we always knew that the time factor and, having the ability to build the stadium while, still being able to conduct business in the downtown area and in the stadium area, that was always kind of one of the big question marks, right?
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing about that, it's so perfectly placed. Even if there is a construction area, it's across the river. It's right there by the hotels. It's perfect. Even if there's something going on, they should still have it here. It's just going to be, as hyped up as I was about the AFC Championship this year, maybe even. I mean, if this gets announced tomorrow, I'm booking a hotel for 4 years from now.
So one quick last thought that I had was, you've been on this show before and mentioned that FIFA, soccer, they like the Nissan Stadium. So if the announcement about the new stadium says, hey, we won't begin construction until after the World Cup time, is it more likely that they might get this bid?
So the plan is to have it done by the time it gets here. So right now their bid is still the Nissan Stadium bid because they wanted that one because it'll be a bigger stadium and FIFA wants butts in seats. It's what they want. Nashville has told FIFA, hey, look, if we get awarded this and what happens with the stadium, we will revisit this in the next couple of years. We'll come back to you with a new plan if it's going to be in the other stadium. But what I've heard is that the very last event to ever happen in Nissan Stadium would be the World Cup.
Okay. I'm going to stick in Nashville I'm skipping my turn. I'm going to do a double dip.
Do it. Do it.
Real or fake, sticking in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville will be awarded a WNBA team.
Oof.
Are they coming to Nashville?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think that the city of Nashville would really actually get behind something like that. I think that's the kind of stuff that they would get. Anything to do with sports, the city of Nashville will support. I mean, we see it with minor league teams around here. We see it with a soccer team that, that was a grassroots effort there. A hockey team that we fought, as a fan base to keep here.
Almost lost that.
Exactly.
Like 10 years after they were
exactly. So, I mean, we support our sports here and our sports teams. And I think that's something actually that this area would get behind. I really do.
Tomorrow's meeting also with the Sports Council, one of the things on the agenda is to highlight Title IX, which I know is not really a WNBA thing, but it's more of a college thing, but it does kind of go into that, right? Yeah. And I'm with Blake. Nashville is quickly becoming. I was watching Stephen A. Smith for some odd reason this morning. It's the worst show on TV. And he was doing the top 5 sports cities in the country. And I got thinking, I know Nashville's not on that list, but it's growing. I mean, it is really becoming the place to be. And what do you need for a WNBA team? Everything's here. You don't have to build anything. You just bring them.
Yeah.
I think it's real. I think it's actually more likely than the Major League Baseball thing now.
Yeah, as much as I would love for there to be a Major League Baseball team here, and I'm sure Nashville and Middle Tennessee would love it. I just don't know how really feasible that is. It would have to be. It would be kind of like Foxborough. The Patriots being in Foxborough. I mean, literally, they would have to have the team in Smyrna. Or Hendersonville or something, or Brentwood or something crazy like that. And it would kind of lose some of its mystique. And I don't know. I just don't think the baseball thing is a real thing, though.
The Smyrna Slammers.
The Smyrna Slammers.
I mean, the key is, could you find 30 to 35,000 people to go every single night to a Major League Baseball game?
I mean,
I don't know. Are we that large population wise? I mean, we're growing.
Again, I think the people would support it. I just don't know. I don't know that it's really, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I just don't know that baseball is as big as the other big sports around here.
Yeah. I watch baseball on TV every now and then. I know you guys are big fans of it, but I see the same amount of people in a baseball stadium as I do in a WNBA stadium.
Well, that's my thing too, is like, I just don't think it's a wise investment.
Yeah.
Way to say that.
And you've got to pay the baseball player, you know what I mean? However much money the top WNBA player makes, what, $300,000 a year?
Exactly.
Parker, do you have a real or fake you want to throw out there?
Let me think. Real or fake? You know what? Come back to me on that one, because I just lost the one I had.
Blake.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and jump down to one here. Kind of one that I found interesting. I'm going to share something with you here just because I thought I saw this and we were actually looking at it before the show here. And I thought it was hilarious. Let's go here, right here. Titans wide receiver, which it's very generous to call him an ex-Titans wide receiver. Golden Tate is switching to baseball. My goodness. USA Today. Titans wire here. After failing to see the field while on the practice squad of Tennessee Titans in 2021, Golden Tate is trying his hand at baseball in the West Coast League. Wow. Is that real? I guess it is. Real or fake, Golden Tate is going to make it as a baseball player.
That's fake, but this is actually real. He's going to try, but he's not going to make it. Russell Wilson is still better than Golden Tate.
Well, I mean, is this just another Michael Jordan trying out for the Birmingham Barons?
I don't think he's that good.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson was a top draft.
I know.
Highly drafted.
And what about Kyler Murray?
Yeah, Kyler Murray, very similar.
He ain't on their level. Parker, is this real, fake? What do you take of this?
It's fake if that's going to happen. I mean, he couldn't get on the NFL field for the Titans when Chester Rogers was above him on the depth charts. It just, people clamored for him here for years. And yeah, I wanted him too when he was 24 years old. But okay, more power to him, man. Go to the sport where the money's at and the contact's not.
I don't think he makes one dime.
I don't think he's doing it for the money. I think he's doing it because he's bored. I mean, he said, he put the statement out. He said, "Yeah, I was drafted twice. When I guess he was drafted in high school and in college, but so what? There's so many rounds in baseball for drafting. It's like ridiculous. Doesn't even really mean anything."
Y'all, I can't help myself on this one. Real or fake? AJ Brown is the best Titans receiver of all time.
Woo!
Now, so this, I know where he's getting.
Hey, let me go ahead and write down something I got to write down.
I know it's coming, but I couldn't do it.
Oh no,
AJ Brown. I'll go ahead and give you my because AJ Brown's coming out recklessly saying that he is because he doesn't know the Tennessee Titans history.
Clearly.
We have someone on local radio waves every single day. We talked about him and who should be in the Hall of Fame, at least in the conversation with Derrick Mason.
Yeah.
How do you not remember? Come on, AJ Brown. You're in the building. You should know at least some of your history.
If he'd watch this show, he'd know his history. Jesus.
But Mason's not the only receiver that's better than AJ Brown.
No. What did he have? Mason had, what did he have? 3 seasons that were better than AJ's best season or something like that. It was something crazy.
It's at least that. And not only is he not the best receiver to play for the Titans, he's not the best receiver on the team while he was there. His rookie year, Delaney Walker was on the team. Delaney Walker for the Titans had like 1,800 yards more receiving than AJ Brown. Corey Davis, who we all think is a bust, had 75 yards less receiving than AJ Brown on the Titans. AJ Brown never finished the season, never had 1,000 yards one time. Yes, he is a phenomenal talent and could be excellent, but he is nowhere in the conversation of Drew Bennett, Chris Sanders, Frank Wadchek, Nate Washington, Derrick Mason, obviously. The list goes on and on. Kenny Britt, even. He never showed. He didn't. I mean, he had the talent, but he's just no. I don't even know what to say to it. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
You were better than Tyrone Calico. I'll give you that.
Facts hurt.
Was he better than Ben Troop? Aaron Kenny?
It depends what we're going by better than. I mean, they're
maybe more productive, maybe by numbers.
He was an important player. For us at the time, he was an important player.
He has 500 yards more receiving than Bo Scaife. I'm just saying.
What is a Bo Scaife?
A very bad time.
I mean, that sounds like something you would do to your elbow or something. Man, I just did a Bo Scaife after I fell off my bike.
Good God.
Jeez, fell off my Huffy and Bo Scafed.
Hey, I got a real or fake.
Okay.
Real or fake? Should we be concerned with the conditioning of the rookie, Traylon Burks?
No, it's fake. I don't expect any college player to come in ready for an NFL camp. I just don't. That and, Traylon Burks has a long history of asthma as well, so I'm not really worried about it. I know what he can do on film, and we talking about practice. We talking about practice, really? Okay, fake.
All right, Bradley, I'm gonna go real.
Woo! Here we go.
I'm gonna go real. You should be concerned because, like. He's just not out there. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. When I say real, I mean, I'm talking like this concern. Like, you'd rather him be out there than not, right? Like, so that's the concern. I will say, and you're not supposed to report this because you lose your media credentials, but I don't have any with them, so I don't care. There's a field where all the practicing happens, and there's a fields beside that as well, where you're not supposed to say what's going on those fields. Traylon Burks is on that field beside it practicing. He's just not on the main field where people can report it. So he is there. He's just adjacent to where they're allowed to practice. So yes, it is concerning because you want him out there. It's a time to look great. But in the long run, there has never been a history in time where we look back and go, man, those 2-day mini camps, man, they really got screwed up by not showing up for that.
That is a real statement. I'll tell you, the only thing that I've ever gotten out of a rookie mini camp was Dante Fowler tearing his ACL for the Jags. Nothing but bad can happen in these things.
Yeah. I mean, and could that be part of it, that they're trying to protect him?
I don't think so. I
mean, don't get me wrong. Well, let me rephrase that. Could they be trying to protect him because he is out of shape?
I say no.
I think you need to stop and think about that before you just say no.
But that doesn't sound like your coach, because I think your coach is different than that. And I like you,
but this is a different league, though. You can't just run people out there whenever they're not ready, particularly when you're putting tens of millions of dollars in them. It's an investment.
He ain't hitting anybody.
Oh, you just said that people tear their ACL in mini camps.
But you didn't hit anybody.
You don't have to hit anybody to tear an ACL, dumbass. I mean, the thing is they recognize he's out of shape, and yes, they're putting him in the kiddie pool. But the only way to get in shape is to go out there and do it. So
yeah,
Parker,
we show up in 6 weeks, and this is still happening. Then is the time to really have the conversation. But I think right now, end of July is when training camp starts. But for now, yeah, you'd rather him be out there than not. That's really the concern. That's another reason, there's some other players not practicing, because Bradley's right. You don't want your best players going down. It does happen. No one looks good. He's right. Only bad things can happen. Like, you're not running out there in your t-shirt. It's a combine. Like, you're not
right.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew who we were getting. I mean, you can tell just by seeing him in the Arkansas uniform. He's a thick wide receiver. He is. So,
real or fake, Travis Etienne will be the Jaguars' starting running back, and not James Robinson.
Fake. That's what I'm going with. I mean, it's what I got. I think he's going to get overshadowed here.
So they're both coming off of injuries. Travis Etienne has participated in all of these little camps that players shouldn't be.
I am going to go with real.
Okay.
And not only am I going to go real, I'm going to go with Snoop is going to be the backup running back.
Who Snoopy?
Maybe
Snoop
for
Connor.
A week or two.
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to be ready to go.
Right.
I don't think James Robinson.
So that side field that you're talking about with Traylon Burks, they're showing videos on the side field. James Robinson wearing the weighted vest, and he's running already with this Liz Frank thing. So the side fields are real. I don't know that they want to put James Robinson out there, and they're still kind of little hesitant. We'll see what happens in training camp when you get to hit each other. And then preseason, they have to be careful with both. Etienne, they didn't even get one snap out of him because of his injury. But that'd be a nice little weapon for a Jaguars offense that needs everything they can get.
Absolutely. I mean, he got injured early last year. I think he's going to be good.
Didn't play one snap.
Thank God.
Brand new iPhone 13.
We've been custom.
Let's see.
Autoplay.
What else do I got here? Real or fake, Tiger Woods will win another major in his life.
Are we saying, are we including Champions Tour majors? Or are we saying the big four?
I was leaning the big four.
Man.
One more major in the big four.
So he's a guy that I can't ever count out. I've always said that. But man, I just don't know that his body is going to let him. I do think that the skill is there. I just physically don't know if he has the ability to be able to power through a tough course and having to walk 72 holes.
What do you think? Real or fake?
I'm gonna go real. It's Tiger Woods. If there's anybody on this earth
can't blame you.
that can do it, Tiger Woods. Think about this. Golf is so difficult to win. Tiger Woods had a 23% win rate on tour. Like, that is absolutely incredible. The next closest is Jack Nicklaus at 12. It just, nobody thought he was going to win the Masters a couple of years ago, and he did.
That's the thing, is I hope he proves me wrong. I mean, and if anybody can, he's that guy. He's the guy that's, you tell him he can't do something, and maybe just maybe, you know, on a sea hair's chance in hell, you know, maybe he's watching this show and he's saying, you know what, Blake said that I couldn't do this.
He's one of he's one of those guys like Michael Jordan that's to make up things, to get mad about.
I mean, because he's bored, right? He's bored.
I think we and the fans would hope that it's real, that he could do it one more time, and
just for inspiration, if nothing else.
You're putting money on it. You got to go fake. You're going with the odds.
Yeah,
doesn't mean we're cheering for it though.
Absolutely. I mean, I got one piggybacking off of that. Big news here lately about the LIV Tour, the LIV, whatever you want to call it. So, real or fake, the LIV Tour is here to stay.
Fake.
Everybody. You think it's fake? Oh wow.
I think it's fake until they get major TV sponsors to put this thing on TV. They're just spending a bunch of oil money and getting people over. It's a money grab by Phil. It really angers me, honestly, I've got a lot of thoughts about this, but I think it's here for a year or two. It's on YouTube, y'all. I mean, unless it pops up on a major network, until then it's fake.
I mean, that's an interesting point that I hadn't really considered. I mean, there is no TV, backing with this at all. There's no exposure. It's just literally oil money. And at what point, do the Saudi backers just decide we're not going to spend any more money on this? Because they have no real sponsors.
No, it becomes real if they get Tiger. That's when it's real. I know
that they offered him almost $1 billion.
Yeah, like $950 million, and Tiger said no.
Nope. And honestly, good on him. I mean, I think that Tiger is one of those traditionalist guys. You got to respect him for that. He will probably, I think a lot of golfers probably are like this. They're not going to recognize somebody winning a 54-hole tournament.
No.
Think about how many leads change hands in that last 18 holes of a 72-hole tournament.
I do think some of the rules are interesting, but think about that money, Bradley. Like, I don't care how much money you're worth. Tiger's worth about $800 million. If someone came up to him and said, "I will give you $1 billion, win or lose," you can just sell off into the sunset and get fat. You just got to show up. It is, man, that's tough to say no.
Yeah, but when you're, one of what is it? He the second billionaire athlete billionaire ever. It's ridiculous. What is another billion?
You know what may pull on his heartstrings though? It may be a little bit too early for this. What happens if they offered Charlie Woods something over there? Young whippersnapper.
I don't know. I think Charlie is cut from the same cloth. I think, first off, does anybody here follow Charlie Woods on Twitter?
I see him on there every now and then.
Kid is got away with words.
Oh boy.
He ain't afraid to call somebody out. He's got that mean streak that his dad has, and he isn't afraid to let it go. So, but I think
I've seen him piping irons from 190 like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean he's
hitting Woods from 230 onto the green. I'm like,
yeah, yeah. I mean he is legit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously it would be tempting for a young player like that, but
I think that'd be the only way, is if they tried to work in something for his son, where it's like way too early to do anything with PGA stuff right now.
Yeah, and the other thing is this thing is kind of fronted with Greg Norman at the forefront, and everybody in America just absolutely fucking hates that guy. Golly.
Did you see the video with him recently? So there's a writer that just wrote the story on Phil. It's really, really a good read. And he shows up to get some more information about Phil, and these guys come over and they kick him out. He's not supposed to be there, and they remove him. And he reached out to Greg Norman. He's like, "Do you see what your goons did to me? They made me leave." And Greg Norman replies, and the guy shared this whole text thread. "No, man, I didn't see anything." Well, later on, video came out. Greg Norman was behind him the whole time, just watching him and directing the guys what to do to remove him. Like, he obviously knew. You know, I hate Rory with a passion, but he won last week at RBC. And the one thing I can respect about him is he comes out afterwards and goes, 21 victories. That's one more than somebody. Greg Norman has 20 PGA victories.
Yep. Get him, Roars. Get him, Roars.
That doesn't take away.
It is interesting, though. You know, their rules, like you said, some of the rules are kind of interesting. I like the idea of the team format as well being mixed in there. I mean, look, I'm never going to make a negative comment necessarily over towards somebody who's trying to better the situation for their family, but it's kind of hard to feel sorry for, you know, multi-millionaires, people that have tens of hundreds of millions of dollars from playing golf, and they're like, "Yeah, I can make more money and work less." I'm like, dude, you play golf. You play golf for a living.
Phil, as much as I've got the over here behind me somewhere, I've got a 18th hole from a Ryder Cup, the flag signed by Phil. I love him, but man, this is just a absolute money grab of a move. And the thing that was so bad about it, did y'all see what he was wearing in this tournament at the beginning?
No,
he was wearing a Masters shirt.
What? Oh gosh!
Yeah, awful.
He'll be trolling.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know that it's going to be around very long, but I think it's going to force the PGA Tour to make. They're going to make them look at their rules and some of the things that maybe they can do to improve the interest in the game, both from a player side and from a fan side.
God, you know, this conversation we're having, it sounds just like XFL, USFL. You know, will these leagues have an impact on the NFL rules, how they have their presentation to us as fans on game day? I think it may be the same thing, Parker. I mean, you're not going to get rid of PGA. You're not getting rid of NFL. You're not going to overtake those two.
Yeah.
But could those two have some takeaways from these?
Man, I think so. The rule I would immediately take away is shotgun start. They shotgun start in the LIV tournament, and the rounds are way shorter, so you don't have to sit there and wait for people to start over and over and over again. Hey, do it like all the rest of us when we all go play in some tournament at a local place. Get us out, get us in, make the product shorter. The only difference is how much money they're throwing at these guys. I mean, this last one, it's insane. The last one was a $24 million purse. You had $120,000 just for showing up. The biggest one ever in the history of the PGA is $15 million Masters. That's I think it was the Masters, but the $15 million I know is the highest ever. And you got to make the cut to make money.
Yeah. You get cut after that, after cut day. I mean, it's like, forget it. I don't know. Yep. What about anything else here? What
real or fake? The UT Vols baseball season was a disappointment. The entirety.
No, that's fake. That's fake. I think that if you lose, I mean, first off, yes, everybody's trying to win, and you know, when you play sports, you play to win. But what the University of Tennessee's baseball team did for the sport of college baseball cannot be understated. They brought attention to a college sport that I don't know that it deserves any attention, but they made it at least interesting to watch. They had a lot of success. They had a lot of talent, and they just didn't come through in the end to go to Omaha. But I don't to say that their season was a disappointment. I don't think so. You know, and particularly since you could probably put a little bit of blame on the coach for maybe not pulling the pitcher. before it got out of hand.
The ending was a disappointment, but if you just left it with that, I would have said real, but the full thing's not. And Blake's right. That's a good point because I've watched college baseball twice in my life, and that was Vandy making the run a few years ago and some of these bad boy UT games, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I have never in my life turned on a college baseball game. So they did what what the networks want you to do. They got you to click over.
And honestly, they're hardly the first team, like real good college baseball team, to not go to Omaha. So
Right.
that's not.
It's not uncommon for college
That
teams.
uncommon.
Yeah. They're still college kids.
They're kids.
They're still kids, and they're gonna choke. They're not professionals. Even though they
Did you just say they
paid.
choked?
They did to
They did choke.
Hmm.
They did choke. And I dare to say that Tony Vitello choked. I think he would say the same thing. Actually. So
There was some heat around their pitching coach too.
yeah, well, whatever.
More than the head coach.
I think that's part of the bad boy mystique. But
Hey,
it is what it
I got
is.
one for Parker.
Okay.
Real or fake? Collectively, the Indianapolis Colts have the best quarterback room in the AFC South.
Best quarterback room in the AFC South. Why am I forgetting their backup? Oh God, Nick Foles. I forgot about that.
This is the first time we've talked about their backup on this show.
Jesus Christ.
They have Matt
what is
Ryan,
Frank?
Nick Foles.
I don't understand. I see this coverage. You know how to set me off. I see this coverage and they're like, oh, let's bring back Carson Wentz with Frank Reich. He's the master. He was so good, had an MVP season. What happened? Nothing. He sucked. And now I see it and they're like, hey, let's bring back Nick Foles with Frank Reich. He won a Super Bowl MVP. Guess what? He's going to suck. Matt Ryan's old. The answer to this is no. The Titans can have Tannehill and no one else in their locker room, and the Titans have a better quarterback room.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to see the vein come out of the forehead at some point today. I just thought it was going to be something about the Eagles.
No, we haven't talked about the Colts and their great quarterback.
Oh,
room.
my dear Lord.
And the answer is fake. They do not have the best quarterback room in the AFC South.
Come on.
Davis Mills.
Let's hear it.
I believe if I was grading it,
Here we go.
the Tennessee Titans would have the best quarterback room in the AFC South.
Big Logan Woodside fan.
And it's not because of Tannehill. Not solely. You got Logan Woodside.
Yes.
Logan. Look, right now the Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence and a hurt CJ Beathard.
Mm-hmm.
They're not number one.
No, they're not even.
The Texans have, what did they have? I don't even, did they still have Tyrod? What is their backup? I have no clue.
Oh my God. It is Kyle Allen. I think. Hold on.
That's probably the worst.
I don't know.
Are we
I
just
haven't seen Trevor Lawrence do anything, so it's kind of hard for me to say.
Houston Texans. I'll go to their depth chart.
All right, I'm going to piss Newberry off real quick here. Real or fake? Trevor Lawrence will be on the trading block after this season.
That's 1,000,000% fake. Fake.
What is going to happen if he goes out there and shits the bed? What happens?
They'll chalk it up as his rookie season. And move on.
Whatever. He's a seasoned veteran now. He's played under two offenses.
Oh,
two
wait.
Professional offenses.
Oh, professional, my ass. Fake
So
news.
where is Trevor Lawrence going to be traded to next year?
Fake.
A swap for Sam Darnold, I think. No, hey, look. Texans quarterback rosters, y'all. Crap. Here's a pop up.
Davis
All
Mills.
right. Davis Mills, Kevin Hogan, Jeff Driscoll, and Kyle Allen.
Simply the worst.
It's awful.
I don't know.
I'm going Titans, Colts, Jags, Texans.
I think
In the quarterback room.
I'm switching the bottom two.
Oof.
Switching the bottom two.
Wow.
I have nothing. I have nothing to go off of. I have nothing positive to go off of in Duval.
So if you're
Davis Mills, I at least see something.
You're drafting.
He did something.
You're drafting
last
a team tomorrow for Murfreesboro Bandits, and you want to say, I want Davis Mills. Forget Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he actually put up numbers.
Garbage.
Put up numbers.
Parker, are you living with that? Or are you going to take Trevor Lawrence and make him a superstar?
I'm taking Trevor based on the talent. Like, I mean, haven't we seen Davis? I assume we've seen him at his best. I don't really know. It does scare me. They both may be trash.
Have you seen Trevor at his best?
And that's the point. He's saying that he hasn't.
How do you know?
We've seen the ceiling.
Well, I think you know that as much as you know that you've seen Davis Mills at his best.
I also think that Brandon Cooks is 100,000 times better than any receiver that the Jacksonville Jaguars have.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, the receiver for the Texans. He's had 1,000 yards over 6 seasons for 4 different teams.
I'm just kidding.
Never heard of him. Listen at him. He said, "Don't muddy the water with your facts."
I will go ahead and say this.
No, that's why I'm saying that bodes well for Trevor, just because I don't think he has weapons.
Real or fake, Travis Etienne will have more receiving yards this year than Brandon Cooks. It's real.
Now
he's not even a receiver.
Ridiculous.
Not even a receiver.
All right, I got a serious one here.
Do you remember Marshall Faulk?
Let's get back. Let's get back to seriousness here.
Wow.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Real or fake? Real or fake? Derrick Henry. We're going to go ahead and say it. Derrick Henry will have another 2,000-yard season this year.
Fake.
Real.
He's going to be a beast, but not 2,000 beast.
He's got an extra game. He's got a whole other game than he did it 2 years ago. And hey, Treylon is apparently winded and can't move, and Tannehill sucks, right? So they're going to give it to him a million times. So yeah, I think he's going to break the rushing record. I think he's going to have a monster season if he stays healthy.
Yeah, it's always hinging on him being healthy, but looking at the videos that we were talking about this before the show, looking at the videos of him in training camp, oh my word. He looks bigger and faster, which I wasn't sure that was possible. So I think that's real. That is a real thing.
Don't forget the rookie running back, Hassan Haskins.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was saying he was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having a 1-2 punch, having a true 1-2 punch is going to be a big deal.
I just don't think that the Titans want Derrick Henry to have 2,000 yards. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I'm not saying he's going to be bad next year. Obviously, he's got something to prove, but 2,000?
I think
no.
The reason why I think he's got 2 years left on his deal. None of that's guaranteed. They're going to run the living crap out of him. Just give him the ball. He gets paid $14 million a year, which honestly isn't a huge amount of money for him. And after that, they're done. Then get out. What do they care if he gets hurt this year? Cut him next year and you're done. I just think his contract shows that they could just run him to death. I mean, why not?
Yeah, and I just think he kind of relishes that. I mean, he will. I think we have always said that he's just different. I mean, how different is he though? Whenever you start adding years and years and years of wear on him, that just remains to be seen.
I've got two more.
Okay,
real or fake? AJ Brown will lead the Philadelphia Eagles in receiving.
Fake. He won't even be on the field half of the year.
Fake. The best receiver on that team, Devontae Smith, will lead the team in receiving. And man, Goddard honestly might have more.
Oh, he took my answer. I was going to say fake, but give it to Goddard. Yeah, Dallas Goddard, tight end.
God, can we talk about AJ a little bit more, y'all?
Go ahead.
Please tell me about AJ.
AJ, so I was trying to go back through our Twitter timeline because I had a bunch of Philly fans attacking me because they're a bunch of idiots. AJ put out on Twitter a while ago that he didn't feel comfortable coming to Nashville for a camp because he got death threats. And he is the worst ever on Twitter, right? He's just absolutely awful. Let me just go ahead and tell you why that's completely fake. Because as soon as he got traded, he canceled that. It didn't happen. And then who knows? Maybe he got threats or not. But it didn't happen the way that he said it. It happened the other way around. He canceled it early, which is fine. Cancel it. That's fine. You got traded. I have no problem with that. But don't come back later saying you've got death threats and you don't want to come. Are you freaking kidding me? If you go to a camp here in Nashville, Nashville is known for being good to celebrities. it's not going to be the guy that hates you that shows up. It's going to be the guy with the AJ Brown jersey. Oh, AJ, we love you. We want you to sign this jersey. I'm just telling you, he is so soft. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't even know what I really should have done. I almost did it. I forgot to do it. I meant to get his jersey that I have because I liked him, put it in a pillow and slept on it when we started this because that's how soft he is.
You'll have plenty of other shows.
Dude,
and opportunities.
I tweeted it out. So when he put that, I was just trying to remember what stats I looked up. I put, dude, get over it. You're not that big of a deal. No one cares. 32 players had more receiving yards than AJ Brown in 2021. 32. And what about touchdowns? 59 players had the same or more as AJ. And he's calling himself the best in the history of the league, and he's barely in the top 60 at touchdowns. No.
Man, we're getting treated today. Healthy dose of Parker's power.
It sounds like Philadelphia's in for a long NFL season.
All I know is the old Twitterverse is going to be singing. We're gonna have Parker out there just absolutely lighting them up.
And I got a bonus. Go ahead.
If he can't stand Nashville people tweeting at him, man, Philly's gonna, like, seriously, if he's talking about having mental health, this is serious. I'm being dead serious. If he's talking about having mental health problems and things like that, which he did here, he admitted to that, and people helped him get over it. Man, he needs to get off seriously, he needs to get off Twitter in Philadelphia. Because if he has a bad game, he is not going to be able to handle it, and it is not going to be good for him.
Yeah, I mean, if you have mental health issues, the worst thing you could do is be on social media, particularly when you don't have a filter like he does. I mean, he said, I think he deletes more tweets than he actually publishes.
He does. I have a folder of deleted tweets. There's like 50 of them in it.
Unreal. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but
yeah. I just wanted to end the show a little lighthearted. One more real or fake. Real or fake. My brother Brandon is a better fisherman than Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker.
Man, I am just going to let Parker answer this one because I'm not getting in the middle of this one.
All right, y'all. So we're talking about the LIV tournament and how they paid players to come over. They played Kevin Na $10 million and he jumped at it. Your brother is Kevin Na, and I am Tiger Woods offering $1 billion and turning it down. That's how far apart we are. So absolutely fake.
Whoa.
That is absolutely amazing.
His new name is Brandon Na Berry.
Brandon Na Berry. There, I love it. That is awesome.
Jeez.
All right. Well, hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight on DDS Sports Talk. Go ahead and check us out on Twitter, Instagram, all of them, all those things. TikTok. We even got a TikTok. And if you got any comments, leave them down below. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Subscribe button. Give us a rumble on Rumble.
If you want a shirt, a hat, just hit up this man. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, just let me know. We'll get you figured out. But hey, closing thoughts, guys. Newberry.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have broken ground and started building their new practice. Yes, I said it. Practice football operations facility. Trevor Lawrence will not be traded next year. I guarantee you that.
He's smiling because he can't even take himself serious.
Trevor Lawrence needs all the practice he can get on that field. But speaking of new fields, make sure you look at our Twitter tomorrow, because as long as I can sneak away, I think I can. I will be tweeting out stadium information in the morning.
Absolutely.
Nice.
We're going to be on the lookout. You guys be on the lookout for that as well. And as always, Two-Tone Blue all the way. You guys be well.